Hello there. Thanks to Mina for the great introduction to what soil contamination is in the global context. To quickly recap and provide a lead up into the Canadian context, which I will cover, I'd like to define the term. Soil contamination is a part of overall land degradation and is caused by the presence of toxic or xenobiotic substances or chemicals in the soil. These chemicals alter and disrupt the natural soil environment. In Canada, the main causes of soil contamination come from chemical and oil spills into the ground, road salt, excessive pesticide use by farmers, acid rain, and polluted water. Although soil contamination in Canada is not considered a national concern at the moment, there is definitely evidence to suggest it is a national problem. Essentially, the primary contributor to soil contamination in Canada is mining and industrial practices, which involve the degradation of surrounding ecological environments. As can be seen on the map, these are the main mining sites across the country, and needless to say, at each of these sites there is some form of environmental degradation occurring, and the one that tends to be most overlooked is soil degradation. Mining operations and industrial activities are causing serious damage to terrestrial and aquatic environments, and are a main source of environmental contamination. In many cases, these activities have led to the major pollution and contamination problems found in soil today. Why is it important to consider soil degradation as something of environmental concern? Well, soil is one of the building blocks of life, and without it, humankind cannot survive. So it's time Canada starts taking this issue seriously. I would like to highlight a particular instance of soil contamination in the Canadian context and the negative impacts it has on the environment. In a 2010 case study conducted by Francis Beryl and colleagues, found soils contaminated with hydrocarbons, lead, and other heavy metals along banks of two major rivers in southern Quebec. His study aimed to assess the degree of metal contamination by various pollutants in riparian soils along the St. François and Massawippi rivers. Organic substances and heavy metals can be present for extended periods in soils, groundwater, lakes, and stream bed sediments. Also, these pollutants in soils and sediments have a direct impact on aquatic systems and water quality, particularly in areas subject to severe contamination. These contaminants in high concentrations are considered to affect wildlife, such as causing eggshell thinnings, tumors, and other deformities. Elevated concentrations of pollutions in aquatic environments and soils are known to endanger ecosystems and also introduce a potential risk to human health. Lead and some heavy metals, such as copper and zinc, in high concentrations have adverse effects on human health, causing profound biochemical changes in the body and affecting the central nervous system. The image on the screen shows the high concentrations of residual iron and other tailings on the riverbank of Massawippi River near the Eustis Mine, southern Quebec. The study's findings deduced that the soils from both riverbanks, St. François and Massawippi rivers, from Eustis Mine all the way to Drumville, Quebec, were contaminated with mine tailings. This is a distance of up to 103.5 kilometers away from the original mine site contamination. The findings of this study show the negative impacts mines can have on a region even at significant distances from where the degradation is originating. And this study shows that soil contamination is a real problem in Canada that needs addressing. Canada needs to implement stronger management tactics to ensure tailings and other contaminants do not make it to the soil surrounding mines and industrial projects. What is Canada doing about this? Well, I'll let Maria let you know what's happening from here.